Intergalactic has been taking the video game world by storm, and now we've uncovered that the voice actress is pushing the evil LGBTQ plus agenda as hard as possible. This very much echoes the situation we saw with Ghost of Yotai earlier this summer, when they unveiled that their next game in the Ghost of Tsushima series was going to be a strong female lead, replacing the main character in Ghost of Tsushima, of course. And then we researched into who this person was who was playing the character, and it is one of the worst DEI-infused people out there, and this person's even worse than that. This is exactly who's being hired at all of these AAA video game companies. They are doing this intentionally. They are trying to create a culture where the only people that get hired to do work in these games are the extreme woke, and then they try to get everybody else out of the business. And what you see in front of you is the result of this. This is the end result with Intergalactic. They try to push this super disordered agenda. I mean, the trailer even has this, quote, lady who looks like a man shaving her head in it. I mean, it is pure agenda-driven. I mean, you saw the women after the Trump election going out there and shaving their heads to try to make themselves ugly because Trump won. I mean, it's insane. They call it the 4B movement, if you don't know. That's quite the rabbit hole to go down. And of course, this is signaling towards that. This is signaling towards that disordered, crazy, mentally ill lifestyle. And that's what they want to push. But here's the thing, and why this is failing. It's just not fun. Nobody wants this. And we will get into this situation in just a moment to talk about this as we talk about all things in news. So please hit that like and subscribe button. Really appreciate you being here. We try to have like deeper takes than some of the other channels out there. And we appreciate you for watching. And that's why we're getting close to 50,000 subscribers, thanks to people like you. I also am a science fiction writer by trade. This is kind of my way of promoting myself here, guys. And for joining my newsletter, if you like science fiction, you get 3 books from me. You get a ebook of a fantasy novel, a science fiction novel, and a full graphic novel for a superhero property that I run, which is actually, if you've read this already, it's 5 books long. You can get it on my web store too. So check this out. It's in the description below. Thank you guys so much for signing up and supporting our books. We've had an incredible year just because we tell stories that are fun. We actually focus on science fiction, and we don't have weird stuff like this in it. You could tell that the covers I have are beautiful, and there's a reason for that. It's quite the opposite of what gaming wants out of fiction. So Tati Gabrielle, the actress who plays the character Jordan A. Munn in Naughty Dog's upcoming Intergalactic Heretic Prophet, has made it clear that she not only wants the vile LGBTQ plus agenda normalized, but embraced. And this is the thing. They always say it's about diversity and inclusivity, and you're supposed to just be tolerant of everybody. But it's not enough to be tolerant anymore. These people want you to actively engage in it. You're supposed to act these out and roleplay them in the games that you're playing. You're supposed to have your kids watch shows in it and then be corrupted by this sort of lifestyle. It's absolutely insane. It's not about anybody being left alone or any rights or anything at this point. It's about them trying to force their weird sexual fetishes on you and your families. That is exactly why we're calling this out at this point. This is who these people are. They are deranged, and this is why they need to be stopped. In the interview conducted in March 2023 as part of an unforgettable gala, which brought to the attention of the public by former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kearns, aka Grums, Gabrielle states, "As far as with non-binary and transgender, I hope we just start seeing the future is here, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not, you're going to accept these fake names that are fake genders that don't exist." I mean, you could see how crazy these people are, and calling it the future is nonsensical. Humans are male or female. I'm sorry. I mean, I hate to have to say that, but this is where we're at in 2024. It's crazy. We need to not just accept it, but embrace it. Yeah, right. Embracing something and seeing not only the beauty in it, but the way that it contributes to the world, contributes to the way that anybody of any gender, race, creed, color can form their identity and walk through the world with pride and their chin up so high. I think it's so important for the generation coming behind us. You see how they conflate everything. You say, like, creed. Well, Christianity is a creed. They don't want that to be something that you can go out and be in public with. They want us all dead, is what they actually want. And of course, you notice how they conflate race and color with any gender, right? So if somebody just has a skin color, they exist, right? But if somebody actually goes, "I'm non-binary," well, that doesn't actually exist. That's somebody actually going out there and trying to make some sort of political statement, trying to be a special participation trophy winner in being more special than everybody else because they may have some made-up thing in their head that everybody's supposed to clap for. It's something completely different, and it's something that is way too far. And this is why they lost the election in a nutshell, too. This is absolute insanity, and people are absolutely sick of it. We shouldn't have to bend over to call you Zer or whatever because you are making up words. It's not our problem that you're making that up in your head. Go see a psychiatrist, right? And that's exactly what used to be done, and this is why our society is falling apart and why all of entertainment industry is just collapsing. They try to push this stuff. Nobody wants to see it. It just rings false. It's crazy. She also told The List in 2023, I feel that film and television is supposed to reflect the world back at itself. They always use this sort of line, but if you look at it, it's never actually reflecting the world. If you actually looked at it, you would think that the United States is like 80% black, gay, lesbian, disabled people, and then it was like 0.5% white males, and they're all villains, right? And they're all the criminals out there. But that's not the way reality works whatsoever. You'd also think that every single person is in an interracial relationship based on commercials that are out there with a black man and a white woman. But of course, that is not the reality that you see out there. It does not reflect the world whatsoever. They've made up a world that they want. They want to push things in this direction, and that's what it's about. It's about the psyop. And then they tell you it reflects the world back at you to try to actually tell you you're mentally ill by actually observing reality. This is so lopsided. It is so backwards. This is why we call it clown world, because it is just ridiculous clown behavior. When you do that with the characters I've played in the way that's grounded and normal as in your everyday life, that's how you give the best homage to someone who's standing in that field. Oh my gosh. This is driving me crazy. I can't listen to these people very much, even when I'm just making fun of them with the voice. It's terrible. They go further, as opposed to just having one character that's LGBTQ or non-binary, make it reflect the way our society is. Sprinkle more in there. By the way, just walking down the street or all that, you don't see any of this stuff happening for the most part, unless you're in the Castro district in San Francisco. The rest of the places in the world don't have this kind of stuff everywhere. You might have one gay friend out of 100 or 200, because that's all the population is. This is why it doesn't reflect the world, and this is why it's so obnoxious to people. The networks can listen more to the fans and pander more to them by listening. See, they do call it pandering. And understanding they're shouting outrage toward things, not just because they want to be bratty and they want to be whatever, but they want to be represented properly. Yeah, right? But it's the opposite now. They want to see themselves. We watch movies as children, find a piece of ourselves in a character, but that's what gives us inspiration and hope for our own future. And this is where the Hollywood writers are, and this is what she's thinking as a creator, and this is where all these people are as creators. They do want to see themselves. They want to make everything into self-inserts as the characters, and that is bad writing. That is not professional writing. I can tell you right now that none of my characters represent me in any of my books, and that's why my writing is something good. I make up my own characters that are different, and they are for the situations that they're in. That's what you do as a professional writer, and none of these people are professionals. They are grifters who get in there based on their identity properties, and when they go in there, they just make the characters themselves because that's what they want to see. And guess what? These weirdos who are writers in these writers' rooms are not the representative of normal people at all. And so they fail every single time because of that. It should be obvious, but hey, this is it. And you can see this person is absolutely crazy as it is. More shows should have that consultant of some sort. See, they want the grifting consultings to do more because that's what they are. In LGBT, you're going to have a touch of our field on that topic, have a consultant, have somebody that can tell you directly ask. Don't guess, because that's often the problem. The showrunners we had for the 100, they tried, and they were trying to be inclusive with that, but they didn't have enough education or information around it. Like I said, it's not enough that you're just tolerant of this kind of thing. You have to actively participate in it now. That's what they're trying to do, and that's what's sick about this whole thing. It is disordered. It's absolutely crazy, and this is a game that's going to fail because they're going to try to push this agenda so hard through everything in it. I mean, this is what the trailer is. It's bragging about that disorder. It has nothing to do with anything. You don't know anything about this world or anything interesting about the plot other than this person is going to be shaving his, her, they, them, zer's head, and that's it. And that's what you remember. And that's not a good sign for this game. But, of course, the best way to combat this stuff is simply to not buy these things, not purchase it, and not play it. You got a couple years to flatten the curves. You could tell this was developed in 2020. These games take multiple years to develop. They're very expensive to make, and when they flop, it's going to hurt, so we got to make the rubble bounce. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to sign up for my newsletter. It's in the description below. Really appreciate you guys for being there and for reading the actual books. This is the fiction that's going to make a difference in entertainment because we are different than the mainstream media. I really appreciate you for being there. We'll be back soon.